Okay, let's do.
All right, Carlos. So I'm very happy for you to join me today on this Meet the Founders segment. This is something that we do to, expose you again to your audience and your clients and for them to get to know you again. So this is a great introduction episode uh, for people to get to know you. You put out a lot of content, you and your brothers. And
Yeah,
so I don't think we've gotten to know the whole story of how you actually got in here to the Tropical Juice Bar. But before we head into that, tell me,
yeah.
how do you feel today? What's the schedule looking like, man? Just ground us. How's everything going for you so far?
Well, yeah, thank you for taking the time for this, Alex. I appreciate it. And yeah, like you said, very excited to be here to be doing this episode. And today, let's see. Well, we have two new locations coming up, and we have I need to hire at least three leaders,
Wow,
to take on the new roles or promote, which is I'm leaning more towards promoting people from within. I always like to give people the opportunity. So my schedule, is very hectic, but at the same time, I control my schedule, which is one of the plus of owning a business. You decide when you do what you need to do.
and that's a beautiful opportunity too, because you're offering it to other people as well. And you guys are growing. You're killing it. So it's been an upward trajectory. What, the last couple 5 years? I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, and it's true what they say. Business is more like this, like the stocks, than is like that. But we definitely been working hard, and our team, we're very grateful for our team for making this happen.
That's beautiful, man. Really quick, I'm just gonna read out your bio. Just so just to introduce you again. So Carlos David Lopez is the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of Tropical Juice Bar and Tropical Juice Bar Franchising, a restaurant located in northern New Jersey with over 100 employees. The mission Tropical Juice Bar set out to accomplish is centered around delivering fresh and healthy ingredients to the communities they serve without compromising quality and taste. Prior to co-founding the Tropical Juice Bar, Carlos held various roles in the food industry that served to mold him into the visionary he is today. Whether it was being a busboy at the Papillion restaurant or waiter manager at Corretto's restaurant, one thing is clear: his experiences have shaped him into an exceptional example on how to conduct oneself in business and in life. Carlos takes pride in being an inspiration to others when it comes to chasing their dreams. His philosophy stems from his faith in God and the power God has imparted on us all, which is the ability to succeed if you are unrelentingly committed. Carlos holds a bachelor's of science in business administration and finance from the William Patterson University of New Jersey. So you got that college background as well, and it was inevitable for you to go into business. Business administration, finance studies. I want to say that I'm not surprised, and also the restaurant experience that you had in your youth, and all that's kind of shaped and molded you into really being a leader now in the restaurant industry. So awesome, man. Let's dive into the first question. And this first question is gonna get to we're gonna get to really you're gonna get to really impart wisdom on your audience. I know that you like to read. I know that you educate yourself a lot through books, through interviews and podcasts. And so my question to you is, if you could give out a free book to all your friends and family, which one would it be and why?
That's a great question, man. Well, honestly, I don't think I would give a free book
Oh no,
because
no freebies.
I like people to invest, invest in themselves. Because I think it's important when you buy a book, and I'm standing right here next to my bookshelf and I see, hundreds of books I have here. Is when you invest in a book, it's like you're really committing to read it and study it. So um and there's a whole lot of books out there for whatever you want to do and whatever you want to achieve and whatever place you're at in life. I mean, I read books that now they might be irrelevant to me, but during the time that I picked up the book, it called me, right? It was saying something that I needed to listen to or I needed to read. So one of the books that I say I will give to almost everyone will be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
That's
And
a classic.
you had that book? You read it?
I'm actually reading it right now. So you said
Nice.
something great. I have to commit more to reading that book and finishing it, but I'm somewhere along the lines of like one third of the book, one third of the way done. And
Yeah.
it's just amazing, man, how he figured it out mentally, right? He figured it out up here.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I like about the book, and that's why it applies to anyone, because everything starts here. And I would like for people to know that everything starts here. That's the first thing that you have to know, is that your mindset and your desire is the base of everything that you want to do, everything that's possible.
That's great. And you also touched on a point and you said that some books are relevant to you now that weren't before. And I guess what you're kind of getting at is clarity, right? Where are you right now in your life and what are you trying to solve for? And those are the books that you should be consuming, not just, going to Barnes and Nobles and buying the bestseller or the most popular or anything like that. So that's another lesson that I kind of just took away from you. Get clear on the problem that you're trying to solve and then educate yourself, via books and stuff like that.
Of course. I mean, you don't want to just pick up a book just to say that you're reading a book.
Right.
And I'm the type of person, I don't read nonfiction. I mean, I read nonfiction. I don't read fiction books. I'm not into that, that just reading for entertainment. If I want entertainment, I watch a movie, or I go play a game. I
Right.
read to learn, to solve a problem, basically.
Right. 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 So I want to take it back a little bit. Back to your days when you were a busboy, back to your days when you were a waiter manager. Um, when did you and your co-founder, right? When did you decide to take the leap? And from where did you guys draw the inspiration for what today is a tropical juice bar? If you could just walk us through that.
Well, to be honest with you, as long as I could remember, I wanted to have my own business. I remember being maybe I think it was 10 years old, and I used to help out in an ice cream shop in DR. And that was like my little part-time job. And I wanted to, I wanted to own a business. I wanted to own a business that would serve, because that's I think there's value in serving people and being of service. And I think, why not food? Food is a great way to serve. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of other ways to serve people. But I always lean towards food. And when we were here working for Papillon, like you mentioned, that's when we said, like, hey, we worked for that guy for about 7 years. The
Oh,
same owner and everything. After you work so long in a company, you get to know the owner, you get to know the company itself. And I think that's where the confidence came from. Like, hey, we can do this. We should do this.
wow. And it's beautiful that you kind of realize that you like to serve, right? And being in the being in the restaurant industry, it's like you are serving, but you're also creating that experience as well. And I think that's kind of something that you really honed in on, because it really is your strength, man. I've been to, a couple tropical juice bar locations, and it really seems like you guys try to focus in on that, on the experience and on the service that your clients and customers receive. So I can really attest to that.
Yeah, well, our vision is to be the first place people think of when craving a healthy beverage and tropical comfort food. So, and our team is all coached around giving a customer a good experience, every time they visit. So, our purpose is build a better future one experience at a time. So as you can see, we all hone everything around the customer experience, and even the team members experience when they're
Wow.
working with us. Because when you think about it, like, it's always, nothing is as good as having a good experience. You
Hmm.
could be in McDonald's, you could be in a 5-star restaurant, a 3-star Michelin restaurant, whatever you want to be. And it's all about the experience that you feel. It's not even so much about the food. I mean, the food needs to be good.
100%.
the,
Yeah.
food, the food needs to be good, or you're not going to eat it. But it all comes down to the experience that you had, and the people that serve you, how they made you feel.
Wow. And yeah, it sounds like you guys really are customer, obsessed. It sounds like. And so, and it's a good thing to be, right? Because if you think about Jeff Bezos and how he built Amazon, it was around the customer. And that's why they have a $1 trillion market cap today or whatever it is. And so that's awesome. We're going to go back one more step. I'm going to just read to you your philosophy. Okay. And this philosophy, everyone, I pulled up on LinkedIn. So it's not something that I'm just making up. Success is a responsibility of all of us. Success only comes to those who commit to and do what it takes to achieve. God wants us all to be successful because because we can do more for each other if we are. Sorry, I messed up that last that last piece of it. But talk to me about that philosophy. It's where did you cultivate that? Where did you get that? Success is the responsibility of us all, and God wants us to be successful because we can help each other if we are. So, what were some experiences that led you to that belief?
Well, many things, right? And that, by the way, that is a quote in time, but my my view on life is always growing, it's always expanding, it's always changing.
Right.
But I do believe that we all have the responsibility to be successful. We all have the responsibility to pursue our dreams, and it's not going to be easy, right? You never had somebody that said, "Oh, I did this and it was so easy." No, usually when things are easy, you blow it off. You don't even talk about it because it was easy. When something was difficult and you achieved it, that's when you walk high. You feel great because you know that you overcame something that was difficult. And I do attend church almost every week, and I learn from the Bible and I learn from my pastors, and that's something that has caused a big impact in my life. How the lessons are there. The lessons are in the books, and the lessons are in the Bible of what you need to do to live a good life.
So you really don't believe in external circumstances deciding your fate, your future. You really believe that it's all in your power. You know what I mean? Because you've done these hard things over and over again. It's almost as if you would like to just like have everyone believe in themselves. Like, hey, listen, just do the hard thing because on the other side, you're gonna start gaining credibility in yourself.
Yeah, let me tell you a quick story. When I was in college, I was very afraid to speak in public. I always been I consider myself an introvert. I'm not outspoken. I don't speak to strangers. And usually that was more back then, right? I was in a networking event on Tuesday, and it's completely different now. But it didn't start like that. I remember in college, I had to do a presentation. And as soon as it was my turn to go, before it was my turn to go, I was sweating. I was red. I mean, one of those kids that you see in movies and stuff like that. I was really afraid to speak in front of people. I was self-conscious about my accent. I was self-conscious about everything, basically messing up, not being able to deliver,
Hmm.
and just other people looking at me, and I overcame that. Now I've done presentations of at least where I had at least 50 people. uh, and I haven't done more because I haven't gotten the opportunity, but I'm open and willing to do public speaking and everything like that. uh, and it's because I honed those skills, I worked on myself, and it is just like I did it, anyone can do it. I believe that.
Yeah, man, and just personally speaking, being around you, that's kind of like I can attest to that. You always remind people that they have that power. You know what I mean? They have the power and the ability to change. And I think really that you're just an example of that from the story that you just finished telling us. And so it's gonna lead me to my next question. Um, People come up to you all the time and they express their dreams. They want to start a business. They want to start, a fashion line. They want to start a bodega, what have you. What are the biggest traps you're seeing that holds people back from going after their dreams? Is it, would you say that it's time? Would you say that it's the fear of debt? You know how a lot of people are afraid to take on that debt to finance their endeavors. So from your experience, taking it all back, what have people shared with you? What are the traps that are stopping people from starting their own business?
Well, I think the main one is fear overall, just fear of failure. And what if I fail? I'm gonna not just, it's not just about getting in debt or losing the money. It's more about how people gonna see them, fear of criticism.
Mhm.
And I think just like anything, if you are ready, if you get yourself ready, you do what you need to do, you will get the confidence to go ahead and do it. But many people don't do the work that they need to do to get there. whether it is getting around people that have the mindset and just overcoming those fears.
Got it. Got it. So it almost sounds like they need to have all the answers right away. And what you're saying is kind of like you will develop all those answers and that confidence along the way. You can't expect to have that as long as you're doing that work, like what you said, you're getting around the people that are maybe
Yeah.
1 or 2 or 3 steps ahead of you. You're learning. I mean, success should be inevitable. I want to say, yeah, I want to say should be inevitable because I mean, again, you never know, but all right, sounds good, Carlos. And I guess we'll just, two more questions. What problems are you trying to solve today? Yeah, that's kind of it's like a two-part question. And what impact do you want to have on people? So we'll start with the first one. What problems are you trying to solve today with everything that you're doing?
Well, I'm trying to solve one main problem, and is that there are many people that start a business and fail, and there are many more people that want to start a business. They value it. They value the time freedom. They value the financial freedom that comes with starting your own business and being a business owner, but they lack the infrastructure and the skills to be able to run a successful business. So through our franchise, that's the main problem that I want to solve, because I wish I had an opportunity like this, when I was 22, 23 years old, to be able to have have the guidance to start my own business through a franchise. And not that franchise is something that only we offer. There's many franchises out there, but just letting people know about it, because many people don't think it's possible for them to open a franchise. They see it as something that's so much expensive and is like way off.
Right, right.
What was the second part of the question?
And the follow-up to that is, which I think you kind of answered it a little bit, but we can just dive in really quick. What impact do you want to have on people?
Yeah, like I said, is mainly, giving people the option to know that they can do it, giving people the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's why you started the podcast in the beginning, because you see a lot of people work so hard and then at the end of the month have so little, and I think you're really trying to educate people and tell them, hey, listen, if you're willing to put in that work, um, it's not that hard. You know what I mean? And so, Carlos, thank you again, man, for this interview. Thank you again for your time. I hope you're feeling better. I know that you having a bug. Your family's kind of experienced a little bit of a bug, and so I hope you guys get out of that quickly. And thank you for your time. It's not the last time that we'll be doing one of these, but this was just kind of like a quick introduction again to your audience, your workers, all that. And so, thank you.
No, thank you, Alex. I appreciate your time and taking the time to do this. I think it's important for people to know us a little more, especially if they're listening to this podcast, and to know that we are people just like everyone else. We do make mistakes. Just you don't have to be perfect to be a business owner. Things happen that are outside of your control. Is all a matter of how you respond to it, responding with courage.
Beautiful. What better way to end on that? All right, Carlos. Thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you in the next one.